if we get any more views. All right, we're live here on YouTube. Starting right at 2:00 today. I hear somebody echoing already.
That's me. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Hang on, I gotta update my YouTube feed. See if it goes on. Oh, of course, I got the StreamYard commercial.
Yep.
On mine. So, but anyway, starting off with just 5 of us. Oh, apparently now starting off with 4 of us. Somebody disappeared. That's all right. We already have
YouTube's live.
Randy had enough of our shit.
Yeah. Randy quit already. Just so everybody knows, McStash isn't planning on coming. He lost his father this week. So he's feeling kind of not in the mood to be here with our shenanigans today, and I can totally understand. So, but we go on with the show. Oh, hang on. I think Sinister's back here in the green room. 3, 2, 1, Shazam.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
I hit the ejector seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Jack in the house. What's up, HT Traveler?
Don't feel bad, Randy. Every time I have a class on Tuesday nights, if we go into breakout rooms in Zoom, when we come back, I hit the wrong button. I disconnect from the whole class.
That's not hard to do. You get distracted.
I think I like that better. All right. Yeah, we'll start with the questions, probably 10 minutes or so. We'll go through our shenanigans or whatever. And Randy's back. So far, we only got 6. We talked about moving the show to a later time, too. Seems like we pick up more people toward the end of the stream.
Well, you know what it is? All those wonderful people that live in places where they can ride you around.
Oh, yeah. We got an anonymous bike in the house. We're good.
Oh, yeah, right?
That's all that matters. Yeah.
So hopefully I won't be doing this from the submarine today like I did the last time. So far, it doesn't look like I'm freezing up.
No, your audio sounds good, too. Way better than last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to use the audio off my headphones the last time, so I won't make that mistake again. So, yeah, other than a little bit of delay, it looks like everything is hunky-dory. Peachy keen, whatever you like to say in your part of the woods. So I was watching videos today. I was trying to catch up with everybody. I literally had nothing to do, so way behind on my play later list. Caught up with a few. Got to watch Randy get pelted with hail.
Yeah.
Black Phoenix, got to watch him almost get hit by cars over and over again.
Yeah, that was
That's like every video.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Watching everybody's riding videos, they're getting killed or hit by weather, and like all I needed was some Dan the Fireman videos. Watch people get flipped off their bike doing wheelies, and I could have had the trifecta. But yeah, as I say, I don't know who else is riding right now. I'm still riding the Chonda back and forth to work. I probably am only getting like maybe 50 or 60 miles in a week, but it's enough to clear my head. It's it's out in the cold.
I'll start next week. This is my last weekend for the fall term, and we have 3 days left. They end our school. Our school ends the final week of school. It ends on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I've got today to get everything that I'm late on caught up, as well as get any final stuff done, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then actually Monday, Tuesday, because I fly Wednesday.
Yeah, I've been catching up on a lot of concerts and stuff too on YouTube now. So this morning I was watching the Megadeth one from Mexico City, and Jesus, Dave Mustaine sounds like he's then you hear the chorus and they're like, dude, he's the only.
He sounded like you. So he sounded like you on the last thing.
Pretty much, not even that good.
Right.
That's what AB was talking about.
Yeah, he is the only original Megadeth member left. Like guitar players are gone, drummers, like he keeps changing. I'm like, this is the whole thing with Pantera coming back. It's at least the bass player and the singer,
Right?
Because the other two died. So it's been Dimebag's been gone 18 years.
Has it really been 18 years? Wow.
Yep, it's been 18 years. Vinny died last year or the year before. So, but they started doing a tour again, and that's what I talked about, going to see them when they open. Metallica's doing this thing next 2 years, all stadium shows, and
They're
it's
gonna do that again.
yeah, they're a little bit more limited, but basically what they're doing is when you buy the tickets, you buy for Friday night and you buy for Sunday. So, and their tickets are actually reasonable for two of us to go. And granted, you're sitting way up in the nosebleeds, but it was like for 2 nights, 2 tickets, $252, and a lot of that was the Ticketmaster fees. Like it was 180 total for the tickets, and then Ticketmaster gets another $70
Of course
on
they
top
do.
of that. Yeah, that's what's bullshit. I'm like, these are great ticket prices. Like a couple years ago, just to see Metallica would cost you that much for 1 ticket.
They're basically a middleman getting paid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
And
not
that's-
alone, right? They're torn with Five Finger Death Punch, I think.
For these shows that they got, they're doing basically, they have 2 bands open on Friday night. Then they play whatever set they're going to play Friday night. And then Sunday, they got 2 other bands opening, and they're going to play different music on the other night. So basically, they're calling it like a no repeat concert. Like they're going to play stuff one night and play something else a different night. So I think it's kind of weird because they're playing Friday and then Sunday. They're playing at all football stadiums. I wish they were coming to Buffalo, but they're not going to do it at Buffalo. They're going to do it in
Cleveland?
Detroit, Cleveland. Nope, not even Cleveland. They're not even doing Pittsburgh, Cleveland, nothing like that. Closest to us is Ottawa. And let me see, was it Ottawa? Because they're playing 2 shows in Canada, one on either side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing Detroit. They're doing Cleveland, not Cleveland, Chicago, LA, New Jersey. But yeah, I know this is turning into concert talk, but I really want to go to the show because I've been listening to the first 2 shows Pantera did, which they haven't played Pantera sets in like whatever since they split up in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So, but they sound really good. Like Zach Wilde's playing guitar for him. And obviously he's not going to sound the same. He's using his own guitar. He's doing it the way he would do it. So it's not going to sound the same. But anyway, probably start in a couple minutes with the questions, I guess. I'm waiting to see. Apparently my comments are updating. Hang on.
The HDAV traveler saying, I thought this was a motorcycle show.
This is a no holds barred show, honestly.
Don't know what kind of show it is.
No, it is, dude, bro. It is, Jack. It's just that we try to hold off for people to get in here, and
Yeah.
that's why Chris was just saying earlier about considering shifting the time start to a later time. Because
Yeah.
anyway, I'll shut up.
Yeah, that's what I like to have about whatever we want to have it about, honestly. We try to do motorcycle or YouTube related content, and it
Then
tends to go. Yeah.
then it goes sideways.
Talk about squirrel
It's
grading.
OnlyFans. Yeah, it tends to turn into like an OnlyFans show
Oh.
without the nudity.
That's what is that called? That's not OnlyFans.
Like near beer.
Yeah.
Your beer.
Yeah, well, how many people? We got 12.
Yeah, I just jumped up to 12.
I was gonna say,
We got 12, so everybody that is here watching now and part of the stream, what time do you think we'd be better off starting at? I'd like to ask everybody an opinion on that. If we want to move it to like 2:30, I don't know if I want to go start at 3 because we all want to eat dinner on time. This tends to go into the 2-hour time range as far as the stream goes.
well, McStash isn't on here today, so it'll go for
Sure.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
How GoPro sucks.
I think we did that one last time.
I watched
I think we
another
do
video
that
this morning. Someone complained about
AB's
GoPro
still a little
audio.
salty on that.
AB says, my palm of how GoPro sucks. Let me count the ways.
Right?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll never switch to GoPro at this point. With the amount of videos that I see with the issues people are having, I'm all set.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I don't have time to go back out there and redo a video or just, find out that I shot a whole day's worth of stuff that just isn't gonna, show up.
Yeah. I haven't had the issues that some people have. Really. There
You
is.
know-
I mean, you kind of have to go to that whole sequence of plug this in first, do this first, do that. I mean, you got to know that, have it down pat a sequence. Like a lot of times, the audio issues are okay. They turn it on, then they plug it in, or you let your camera sit out in the sun for too long, or out in the cold for too long, and
Okay, so HT Travel, you're really confusing me because you say about as far as when to start, you're like, it's Sundays, people are out riding, they're coming out, or they're going to church. And then you're saying it's hard. Sorry. So what are you actually talking about here? Are you talking about coming out? Are you talking about going to church? Are you talking about riding? Or are you talking about being hard?
No. He's saying that.
I know.
let me just say, if you're hard coming out from church, you need to go back in the church a little bit longer.
No,
I don't know. I don't know what kind of church is
going
that?
back into church. Maybe you should find a different church.
Yeah.
Please tell me you're not like a Sunday school teacher. It's like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory Googling how to be friends with 12-year-olds.
Any of you watched The Ranch when it was on Netflix? How
A little bit. Not much.
yeah. They talk about advanced pinning techniques with the wrestling coach.
That just has all sorts of. That's like the GoPro problems. That could go on for days on topics.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the live chat, we lost 3 people. Sorry if you're offended. Sorry. We're not really sorry, but whatever.
I'm having a fun time, so I don't know what their problem is.
Yeah. Maybe they went back to church when I told them to. But all right, I'm going to start on the questions. I guess we had 5 questions, and apparently there's 5 of us today. McStash will not be joining us. If he does, great. If not, best wishes for him. He's had some lost a family member this week. So we'll start with the questions. Throttle Fiend's going to be first. These questions are all basically media related and our take on it and how we participate in it. And also what the general public sees from television and other media, Facebook, etc. First question, do you think the biker community is represented in the media accurately, or does it give the culture a bad image? And that's just kind of general movies, TV, Facebook, whatever. Go ahead.
If I had to, if you put a gun to my head and said, you have to say it, I would say probably not favorably, but I think a lot of it just comes from lack of knowledge. A lot of people don't understand. They don't know much about it. That every time you go to fill up with gas or whatever, you get my cousin's sister's extramarital affairs. Best buddy's dog was on a bike once and he got killed, so you shouldn't ride either. As with everything, I think things are kind of becoming watered down, and I guess we have to blame the media itself because, Sons of Anarchy, while it kind of brought a lot of people in, so to speak, it brought them in not in a good way. I think there's a lot of people out there that think that that's how MC culture is, and based on my understanding, which is little to nothing, it really isn't how things typically go. So I'm going to say that I don't think it's fairly portrayed, which unfortunately leads to people when we see people in the real world. But a lot of it is just lack of knowledge, lack of information, or just plain ignorance. And that I'm not saying that in a negative way. Ignorance can be cured. I mean, there's a lot of things in this world I'm ignorant of. It just means I just don't know. Sorry.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree a little bit. I think it's a lot of people, they just don't, I mean, we talked about it earlier before I went live with all my videos, just me dodging people, trying not to get hit. And then people are like, oh, motorcycles are dangerous. I'm like, you guys aren't even looking. You're on your phone, scrolling through Facebook, doing whatever, and you're in your cars, and like, you're the dangerous part of the riding. It's not us riding. And, motorcycles by themselves are not inherently dangerous. But, you added all these outside factors coming into it. People just not looking. That's what makes it dangerous. And you always have the people at the gas stations or, someone's family friend or whatever says, oh, yeah, so-and-so got killed. They're dangerous. I'm like, it is what it is. But I don't think the media helps at all either, the social media. Then everything gets sensationalized with like movies and TV shows and stuff like that because you have to make it entertaining. So they kind of have to go over the top. And then people who don't know, they don't know the culture, they're not into bikes, they see that and like, oh, that must be, how it is. And granted, there are probably a couple 1% clubs out there somewhere that do that extreme stuff, but you don't even hear about it, really.
No, not unless you're watching one of those crime police TV shows or something.
Right.
Yeah,
the media doesn't cover half the stuff they do, but you see a lot of the other stuff too. A lot of these guys will do stuff for charities. A lot of guys will, they'll escort kids to school, court hearings, stuff like that. They'll take care of these, these bad guys, basically.
Yeah. Toby,
Can you hear me okay?
you're good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just I would, they both, Ryan and Derek both actually summed it pretty well. The thing is the whole social media piece with it. I mean, you got to look at like what was the most recent Hollywood situation or Hollywood motorcycle thing. Most people would probably think back to Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if there's anything more current than that has jumped onto the scene in terms of motorcycles than that. So you rewind from that, and that was the settings of that was what 90s time frame, late 90s, early 2000s at best.
Yeah.
So and then before that you got stuff like Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man. You got Beyond the Law with Charlie Sheen, a B-rated movie at best. I mean, there's a bunch of others. What is it? Biker Boys was another one.
Mm-hmm.
And every single one of these shows, if the movie doesn't theme around the bike, it themes around danger and bad attitudes and all the other stuff, drugs, alcohol, that stereotypical stuff. And I think ultimately the old stuff that gives biking about the bike community a bad image or a bad name, but it's the same concept. You could take that with the same concept as with guns, things like that. The general public doesn't research. All they do is they look at mainstream media and see the negative from it without doing their own research or anything to say, okay, I'm sure you all have. I've talked to numerous people who badmouthed or were scared to death of bikes. Then they went through the course and started, just doing some little things here and there, and they were totally blown away at what they did not know. So, I mean, the community, like you said, like Ryan said, they got, the BACA doing stuff for kids. You've got, so many, not just MCs, but organizations that go out there and do nonprofit charity runs and stuff. CVMA, American Heroes, whatever, the VFW, they all do that kind of stuff. So, I think there's Hollywood and them don't help, but they don't help with anything. So
no. Hey, Randy.
Easy ride.
I think,
Mayans. I'm sorry, Randy. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. I think people fear what they don't understand. Same thing with guns. And drama sells in Hollywood and media, and people make money off of it. It's not very exciting when people talk about benefit rides for, a child that has cancer or a fallen police officer or what have you. And that's what's real. I think it's a matter of, don't be gullible to certain things and try to understand people based on their character, not on a TV show or a movie you might have saw, and which is not real. Yeah, I mean, some of it probably was because that's how they got some of the stories. Just to get an inside look with some of the 1%ers. But I'd say for the most part, it doesn't really show you what's real with what we see, going to rallies, talking to people we've never seen. I've been out in different parts of the country and people talk to me and approach me, which I was thankful, but I've always been approachable. I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, your beard is intimidating, though.
Right. No, I mean, I think if you go into certain areas and certain communities, and a lot of times, like, okay, let's use South Dakota. So people are aware of motorcyclists in that area because a lot of small business make money off motorcyclists. So they're familiar with people, they're understanding. And if you have places that have rallies like that, they tend to be understanding, and it helps the community. They understand why they're there. Yeah, people are there to have a good time, but it's a win-win, But yeah, I think it's people just kind of get gullible to not wanting to understand, but that can be for just about anything, with guns or whatever, or police officers, good and bad people everywhere. But
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, we talked Sons of Anarchy is the big one. I think a lot of people went into that like, oh, I can be a badass. I can go out and shoot people and deliver drugs on my motorcycle. And, I mean, there's probably a lot of illegal shit going on with some of these clubs. I mean, I can't talk from experience because I've never been part of a club. I don't really know anybody directly that was a full-fledged member of any of these clubs. So I think I'm going to admit, I loved Sons of Anarchy as a TV show. I looked at it as the same as watching The Shield, you watch any of these movies, they portray, they're not going to show, oh, this is a good cop doing this. This is a good biker doing this. Nobody wants to watch this shit on TV,
Yeah.
But then you get the idiots that think WWE's for real. These guys are really beating the shit out of each other every Monday and Friday night. You got those people that are that level of intelligent think, I'm going to go throw my brother off a roof now. Because I saw the Undertaker throw Mankind through a fucking table, and he got up and walked away. That sounds like a cool thing to do this weekend, But it's the same thing with television shows. You're not going to watch guys doing charity work on a motorcycle week after week for 8 seasons. You want to see the drama. They always got the kicker out of the guy on the motorcycle going down the road and then turning around with a pistol and shooting behind him. I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Half the time you can't pick your coffee up off the handlebars. But whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah. Wife and Kylie and I, whenever we watch any of the Sons of Anarchy episodes, we're like, how did they just do that?
Well, my stupid pet peeve, and I've said this before, when you're watching a movie and a guy's riding like a little 250 scrambler through the woods and it sounds like a Sportster.
Yeah, they always change the engine and exhaust sounds on cars and bikes and stuff.
Yeah, and you hear him shifting over and over. I'm like, I know that bike's only a 5-speed, and he shifted 25 times during that clip.
The two that I always get a crack out of, and I'm not knocking the movie because it wasn't about that, but the biking. But two most that come to mind also was Captain America, the first Avenger, when he goes through the World War II era riding that motorcycle all through the woods.
Yeah.
And then Wolverine Origins when he's getting chased by the chopper riding through the woods on a, I was like, yeah, okay, that's hilarious. And he's made, I'm not trying to go so literal, but he's made he's got adamantium on his body, so that bike would have gone, flattened out the minute he did the first jump off of something.
See, Walton PA brought up one too. There was a thing on, I think it was like Spike TV. I'll put that one up. Devil's Ride, I think it was called.
Yeah, that one came out after Sons of Anarchy was out, and it was trying to pick up on the trend. I remember that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a reality TV show There's supposed to be real
Yeah.
bikers doing all this shit every week. I'm like,
But that was a
Yeah.
fake club, wasn't it? Didn't it get exposed or something? Or am I thinking of something
I
else?
don't know. I watched it for like 2 episodes, I think, and I lost because it's like, so if you all remember, like the very first one was the president of the club got like voted out, or he resigned or left the club,
yeah,
went off and formed his own club with the same basic colors and near damn same design patched
yeah.
as the original club, and it was just like I lost total interest in it. I was like, this is not real.
I used to get a laugh out of some of it because a lot of people do think this shit is real, and I'm like, okay, there just happens to be cameras there. The clubs just happen to show up in the same place, same time. It's
Right.
Yeah.
There was a show. I think it was Discovery Channel, because they had I can't shit. There was another show. These guys basically were these big fat. They're all big fat asses from like New Jersey or New York City, and they were like a club that basically just went to go eat. But it was like it was more like a comedy. It was supposed to be. I don't even know if these guys were real bikers.
So you're trying to say that everybody from New Jersey or New York is a fat ass?
No, just 50%.
I'm just asking. Heard it from a friend.
Based off of television shows and news programs. Yes, half of New York City is fat asses.
Okay, must be based upon the internet.
Yeah, I googled it. Actually, I used that new AI we were talking about. It said half the people in New York City were fat and lazy. But, okay.
Type in there, how do I come up with a BS line that everybody will agree with, will believe?
How can I fake out idiots and make money on the internet?
Open a YouTube channel.
Sell T-shirts on Facebook. Start selling T-shirts on Facebook and just take their money and not sell them. Yeah. My thing with the media too, I'll go as far as like the local media, like the news channels and stuff. They'll post stuff on Facebook or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock news, whatever. There'll be an unfortunate incident where you see a biker gets killed or hit in an accident, and they always throw in as their last line, didn't have a helmet on. I mean, okay, this guy got hit by a fucking semi going 55, 60 miles an hour. That helmet ain't going to do anything but have something to scoop your brains up in, But they had to throw that in there. He wasn't wearing boots, or he didn't have a helmet on, or protective gear or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you get all those internet trolls after that. Oh, this guy was an idiot, whatever. Don't mind the fact that the semi blew through a stoplight or whatever that hit him. No, it was his fault for not having a pair of boots on or a helmet.
Well, that's what pisses me off. It's always the biker's fault, no matter what the situation is. Like I said, the old lady can be on her phone, scrolling through Facebook, blowing a stop sign, but it's their fault. Like, it makes no sense.
Yep.
But you all know what I'm going to say. Doesn't matter who's at fault. The bike loses every time.
Right.
So I say it's something you have to take the course. You have to learn, because there was always that stupid shit out there. Oh, if I'm going to get in an accident, I'm just going to lay the bike down so I don't impact. No, you don't do that. It's the stupidest thing you could do. I heard of an incident where a guy slid underneath a semi and got killed doing that same thing here in Erie a couple years ago. They said witnesses said he laid his bike down on purpose, and all he did was slide right underneath the damn trailer.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really. The hard part about it is that, I mean, the military and the police fall into are victims of the same thing, where you got to. I mean, there was one where I read, it was about a month ago, where a guy up in Louisville was killed because he was driving. It didn't say I don't think it said he was speeding, but a dude was going around a car to pass them on a solid double yellow line. And he got hit by hit or swiped or whatever by the oncoming traffic or whatever it was. Yeah. And I'm like, that is a bad apple situation that paints a bad picture for the rest of the 99% of the community. I mean, like you said, it's somebody, and I get it, like you said, Ryan said earlier, it's whether you're wearing a helmet, whether you're wearing boots, whether you're wearing the PPE or not. There's people out there doing wheelies, doing speeding, whatever in the middle of the city.
Right.
Corvettes do the same thing. Speedy cars sometimes do the same thing, but it takes one or two that paint the bad picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem in my city now. You got the scooter boys that go around with their little, and scooters are fast now. Like some of these scooters have like 200, 250 motors on them. They're doing wheelies down the main Ave. You got the dirt bikes, the ATVs, and all that stuff. And they lump it all together. They're like, oh, it's all bikers. It's the motorcycles that are out there. It's like, no, these are all off-road vehicles that aren't even supposed to be on the road in the first place.
When you look at big cities like Philadelphia and stuff, where you got guys that are like whole clubs or whatever doing wheelies on four-wheelers, and
right,
they can't do nothing about it. The cops are out there, but you got like 50 guys doing wheelies up the road. What are you going to do?
The same concept as people on the phones. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's not just people on bikes getting hit too. I've seen where we had a City of Erie cop on his phone driving the cruiser and hit some old woman in her car and killed her because she stopped at the red light and he was just going to keep going, and he just right up behind her. But that's the thing though. Like media, you see this stuff on the news. Oh, this looks cool, doing these wheelies and all this shit, and they're getting away with it. And honestly, reality in your small hometown, you're probably not going to get away with it. So that's something media portrays, and Facebook, not just Facebook, YouTube, whatever. But we'll go to the second question. This is probably to educate more people that aren't part of the lifestyle that may have seen like these stupid movies or TV shows or posts. What is the one thing you would tell or explain to someone who doesn't understand the lifestyle or being part of the biker community?
I would have to say first and foremost that the biker community, for the most part, is one of the most friendly and accepting groups I've ever been a part of. After my accident, I mean, we had people not only from here in the States, but all over the world reaching out to Kristen and I, checking on us, making sure everything was cool. Everybody's been, always been real accepting. Anytime I've ever had to stop somewhere for gas or this or that and the other thing, I've run into anybody else who was on 2 or on 3. They've all been extremely friendly and, always outgoing, always willing to stop and talk. Especially about their own bikes. That's why I put in one of my earliest videos, first, 5 things that new riders should know. I said something along the lines of, if you don't have people to ride with and you happen to come across somebody, ask them about their bike. I've yet to come across two things that are for sure in motorcycle dumb. 1, we all love stickers, and 2, ask somebody about their bike. That's the easiest way to start a conversation. Nobody doesn't want to talk about their bike. So
just don't start it with, "Is that your bike?"
Right. So just we're just people like them. We put our pants on one leg at a time.
Hopefully.
And just don't judge a book by its cover.
Unless he's riding a Sportster with flip-flops and cut-off shorts. Then you can judge him all you want.
But that's across the board. I've seen here locally, I've seen guys on Gold Wings doing that. I've seen guys on Harley touring bikes doing that. So
yeah.
Hell, we were up at VAM. We were going through the back of the Dragon, and I saw a guy. We were all, I think I talked about this one time in a previous London. We were all stalled and backed up on both sides due to a bike down to bike, and there was a guy on a bike with shorts and flip-flops in the line waiting to get through it. I'm like, dude, are you not seeing this? Anyway.
It's all right if they wear the shorts and the flip-flops. Just get in your slingshot, close the door, and pull the roof back over.
Right. Make sure you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah, make sure you're wearing the helmet and your seatbelt. But anyway, Black Phoenix, your question.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's something that people have a big misconception of, especially when you see a whole bunch of group of guys together, maybe at a gas station or like a meetup spot. They don't think, oh, I can just go up there and start talking to them. Most of us actually want you to, for the most part. Come up there, ask us about our bikes, ask us, what we're doing. Especially, I've done a couple charity runs with the Spider Group, and we've had people ask us what we're doing, and then we explain to them, the charity run and stuff like that. We've actually gotten donations from that. So it's not, definitely not a bad idea to kind of educate the people around you. Just let them know that you're accessible, you know, what we're doing, what you're about, and things like that. And even just different groups. I'm a part of so many different groups that are just accepting of any type of bike. They don't care what you ride. If you just want to ride and hang out, then come along with us and ride.
Yeah. All right, Toby, your question, and you're muted right now, so.
I'm muted because I got my daughter in the background trying out for Encanto, so I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. So trying to spare you the angelic voice.
Yeah.
So what is the one thing you would tell or explain to someone who doesn't understand the lifestyle or being part of the biker community?
Yeah.
I would tell them to shut the fuck up. No, I mean, seriously, I mean, I'd tell the same. I would ask them, what is it they don't understand, or what is it that they're afraid of, or what, you know, I would try to understand what they're talking about. Because a lot of people, I've had conversations with people that the fear or the misunderstanding sometimes comes from a bad experience or interaction with the bike, you know, or like they stop traffic, you know, or they blocked a traffic intersection on a ride or something, or somebody's loved one passed by getting hit on a bike, you know. They're stuck on it's a death trap or it's a death machine or whatever. So there's some that you're not going to win over, but I just, you know, try to understand where they're coming from and then tell them to shut the hell up, you know. But I just try to explain to them, like, have you ever been on a bike? You know, this is what, you know, we'd love to do, you know, like Ryan said, is the charities, the bike events, the things that raise money, you know, it's stuff like that.
Go ahead, Randy.
I think I would probably invite someone to, you know, go to a local bike night like we have one around here at the Quickest Way to Move, and you know, just you don't have to be on a bike. Just go to the restaurant and, you know, pull up, and you know, there's different parking, and talk to people and just be around people, see what they're like, ask them questions. You know, you might find that that doctor you just went and visited for your first time is out here on a bike, or that lawyer, or, you know, that teacher. They're no different than you are. They're just average Joes and enjoying life and being on two wheels, and they understand what it's all about, the camaraderie, the community, and you know. That's what I would do, is just invite people to open their minds, open their hearts, and, you know, see what other people are like. And that can go with any kind of situation, really. It doesn't have to be a biker community. It could be, you know, other people from other walks of life.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to be part of the community or learn more about it, you got to show up to like a meetup or show up to a run or something. You don't necessarily have to show up with a bike. I mean, yeah, it helps if you're part of a ride, but just being part of the community. I mean, a good example is the first year we had VAM. I hardly rode down there just because of the weather. I enjoyed being around everybody, though. I don't get those opportunities around here. Yes, we have a lot of clubs. We have a lot of charity runs. It's just time-wise, I don't have time to do it. Usually something comes up, or if I'm in a ride, I'm just going to go out and ride, jump on the bike and go, you know. But, and again, you're not going to be able to explain or make somebody understand if they don't really want to know. If they just think being on a motorcycle stupid right off the bat, you get these people on the internet, you know, oh, it's stupid, you shouldn't do it, you're going to die, this and that, you know, the sky is falling, whatever. You get on a motorcycle, you're going to get killed every time you go out, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be the people that aren't going to understand it. And then if you can actually find somebody that genuinely wants to know about it, that's probably the best thing they can do, is go to a meetup or something. You know, they don't have to have the bike to be part of the lifestyle, I guess. I don't know. It's hard. It is hard to explain it to people. I mean, it's something it's different for all of us, how we experience it and why we do it too.
I think I would educate people on, you see somebody on a motorcycle, be extra cautious, please. I appreciate it. Be understanding of that person.
Yeah, part of me is, I that's why I say I try to understand them first, because I'm not a big fan of engaging with brick walls.
Yeah.
If somebody is
Right.
closed-minded to it, it's. I mean, today's society, and bike and motorcycling is no exception. Today's society is so polarized. Either you like this or you don't like this. Either you're with me or you're against me. So it's like, it's if you don't like it, I still refer back to my original answer. Shut the fuck up, have a nice day, and move on, and just get off your cell phone in your cage.
Yeah.
Also, to add to that, this is something that not a lot of people realize, but you can go to a hog meeting. You don't have to either A, have a bike, or B, if you have a bike, it doesn't have to be a Harley. You can still go to a hog meeting, and at least at my my local one, you can join rides. So, there's
I
always
understood
that.
you can join. Yeah, it's just a guest person joining the ride. I mean,
Right,
there ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yep. Yeah. All right, we'll go to the next question. This one, I guess, will be somewhat more positive, I guess. Do you have a favorite biker movie, or a movie with a biker in it?
Sorry, I like Anonymous Biker's response.
Yeah.
Right. I will go back to the thing that started it all for me. I don't know if y'all remember this movie. It came out in 1982. It was called Megaforce. It had Barry Bostwick in it, and they had these motorcycles that they would do wheelies and they would shoot these missiles off of them. Yeah. And ever since then, I mean, I was only 10 years old, so ever since then,
about Street Hawk.
Yeah.
Ever since then, that was my thing. Obviously, Wild Hogs was good, and Easy Rider, but Megaforce is that's the one that started it all for me.
All right, Black Phoenix.
I don't have anything like particular, but I don't know if you guys remember, Fast and Furious came out in 2001. There was a horrible street bike movie called Torque that came out in 2004.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have seen it. Yeah, it's a guilty.
Remember it.
It's a guilty pleasure. I'm just like, it's so bad, but there are just times where I have to go back and be like, all right, let me give this thing a little viewing. But I was more into cars and everything, but yes, the movie was horrible. I was like, oh, it got me into the street bikes. I'm like, okay, let me check out these street bikes and kind of see, what they're all about. And I started watching the AMA and then MotoGP. So it kind of got the gears rolling a little bit. So even if something's bad, you can kind of sit through it and maybe something good will come out of it at the end.
Hey, Toby.
I was just trying to look up his name real quick. But hey, come back to me.
You remember a movie called Stone Cold? And I don't know if it was Steve.
No.
Talking Brian Bosworth, the boss.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Beyond the Law, the one that Toby was mentioning, was a really good one. And it wasn't Mad Max, man. It had a bunch of motorcycles. That was so cool. So
that made me there was a movie that was filmed. I did a video a couple years ago, Night Riders. It was filmed around Pittsburgh. It was done by George A. Romero, who did like the Night of the Living Dead and stuff. But basically these guys would do jousting on motorcycles. It was like they were like one of those groups that would go from town to town, and they'd have like shows and like medieval type shows, but they would do jousting on the motorcycles. That was like early 80s, maybe. But the thing is, like, the main guy that was like the whole leader of it had one of those Honda CBX 1000s, the 6-cylinder. I'm like, man, that's a cool ass bike right there. And this guy's doing jousting on it,
Yes.
But it was Night Riders, it's called. That's a pretty good one. Of course, they're all corny like that. They're jumping the damn bikes, stock Japanese, street bikes. They're jumping them and doing all this shit with, then still riding them. But then most recently, and this is another one that's kind of corny too, American Dresser.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I've watched that movie. So it's like one of those movies I watch before I go on a trip. I mean, it's kind of corny, but it's the old fart gets on the bike and rides across the country because he finds out he's got a son on the other side of the country that apparently when he was on a road trip to Sturgis or somewhere, got some woman pregnant like 20 years before. And it's corny. I like it though. It's got, I think
it's not too inaccurate.
Yeah. That's the part of the biker lifestyle we're not supposed to share with everybody.
Yeah.
I'll never get to go on another road trip again. Who are these people? Yeah, who are these people sending postcards saying it's a boy? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What happens at Sturgis doesn't stay at Sturgis anymore.
Yeah. No. But yeah, American Dresser, probably the most recent one. I can't think of any newer ones than that. Like I said, that Night Riders is a good corny one.
What's up, Ray?
Shit. Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man's always a classic. I get a kick out of that one every time I watch it. God, I can't think of well, like Walking Dead, Daryl always had a motorcycle on that. I always said, and of course, he rides too. He has his own show with his riding. So I always like that show. That's a good show with him riding around with other celebrities and stuff. I would love to ride with that guy. I mean, he just seems like he's down to earth. He's an actual rider. Goes to all these cool places. That's something I would like to do on a bike, honestly. Not just in the U.S., but he went to Japan and Europe and just all over.
When you're making that kind of paycheck, you can do those things.
Oh, yeah. You're on vacation filming your vacation. It's kind of what we do, but, discount prices.
Yeah.
Can I go to Tazewell next year? Can I come up with $210 for the hotel? That's my vacation. Can I afford the hotel with possible cockroaches in it?
Sounds like you need a tent.
Yeah. Well, I got a camper. I can't tow it behind the.
Take care, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I've seen a lot. Oh. And I've told people to try to find this movie if they can over and over again. It's the funniest fucking 70s cheesy, beyond cheesy biker movie. Pink Angels. I'm telling you, go look this movie up because you'll sit there and laugh your ass off for hours. Because basically it's a cross-dressing biker club that came out in the 70s.
Okay.
It's the funniest shit. Like you just watch it and sit there and laugh the whole time.
Your watchers and viewers just went from 10 to 5.
Maybe they went to go watch it.
Yeah. We'll keep telling ourselves that as we continue.
Send me your money.
They got very
All right. Did you have another one besides Wally already had?
I mean, I will say two on a comical version. I'll say one of my favorite actors for motorcycling is William H. Macy. The guy for a while. I mean, that guy personified today's bikers. I mean, we want to joke about it and say everything. You want to be the leather bound or the leather clad biker, whatever. But most of us have our smartwatches and our cameras and cell phones and everything, and we're whatever. So I mean, dude's hilarious to me. Yeah, ride with Norman Reedus. But I don't have a movie that inspired me to start riding or anything like that. Excuse me. One that I always thought was pretty cool from the technology perspective was the Wild Ones. If you watch that, one of the first motorcycle movies out there, you see how much time has gone by and progressed, like, with Wild Ones and what's his face? God, now my mind's blanking. What's his name? Come on, somebody help me out. The guy that starred in that. He was the Godfather. Shit. He was.
I know it's right on my tongue. Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
All right.
Right. So you see that when the camera's on him and what's behind him is moving, is that the turning back screen. It's repeating the same tree line every 5 seconds. I mean, and then you fast forward to now and see people on those guys on the bikes where the crews are out on the live. I mean, it's the way they portrayed them then versus portray them now. I mean, there is a stark difference. Both those, but the movies are really cool.
Yeah. I just love the cheesiness of like the 70s, late 60s biker movies. They're just, they even had horror movies. They're funny. There was,
what was it? I hate to say that, but it's like Grease 2.
Yeah.
And the dude who got the girlfriend or whatever, that's how he got her, was by being a badass, so to speak.
Yep. All right. We're going to somewhat change up the topic now that we dropped down to 7 people. Well, apparently we don't want to do movie reviews on the channel. So, Mask. Oh, yeah.
At least not drag queen gay ones.
Yeah. Those are good, though. They're funny. They're not suggestive at all. But there's Nazis in it, so it kind of balances it out too. So.
All right, now I actually have to check this out.
Yeah. Ray's Moto Life said Mask too. Mask was a good movie. I didn't even think about that one.
I forgot about that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, Mask and not necessarily a biker movie, but Roadhouse when he pulls up on the motorcycle.
Yeah. The one motorcycle scene and the whole thing, but it made an impact. But Sam Elliott makes an impact in any movie.
Yeah, Sam Elliott's awesome.
He's the bomb.
But yeah, so the next two are more or less about us. Okay.
AB, are you trying to start shit?
Yeah, I was trying to ignore it.
This is why I like to keep him in the side chat. He can keep the side chat rolling. We don't need him actually on the stream. So yeah, he's got all kinds of questions. We're gonna go into ours. Are you planning on making any changes and trying anything new for your channel in 2023?
Yes. I think I'm going to. Excuse me. I think I'm going to try some new editing software. I've been using the Adobe Creative Cloud, and I'm still going to continue to have it because excuse me. Being a student, I can still get it at a student discount, and I use a lot of the other stuff in it, and not just Premiere. But I want to kind of look into other things because it's like trying to use a sledgehammer to put in penny nails. And the more research I've been doing on Filmora, I'm really liking what's available with it. So I want to check that out. And then definitely planning on doing some 360 stuff. Sprinkling it in. I'm not sure if I'm just going to replace the. I'm not sure if I'm just going to replace the mod that's scratched, or if I'm going to purchase a whole new 360 camera. And the biggest thing is Motopink Sensei Kristen is actually going to be riding this year, so we're going to be doing some dual vlogs and stuff like that. So I need to figure out what communication setup I have to get going so that we can both be recorded. I don't know if I want to do a separate digital recorder, or if I think, what is it, the Sena 50C you're able to plug in directly. Although I have to admit, I'm kind of a Cardo fanboy. They've never done me wrong. So, I've had yourself for Christmas. That's
They aren't a direct. Say they're not a competitor for Old Spice, are they?
No.
Vagisil, we'll take your sponsorship too.
Yeah, we're equal opportunity here. We'll take all the monies.
Probably get more women guests too. Then we can answer Anonymous Biker's question.
There you go.
We can give
There you
out
go.
digital coupons at the end of the show. Stay tuned.
That, and I think I'm just gonna, I've always said that I do this for fun. If it ever feels like work, I'm out. But I think I'm even gonna go lower with that. I think obviously I've had a whole bunch of shit going on in my life, and things have not turned out the way I wanted it to over the course of the last 16, 17 months, whatever. But I was really hard on myself. I'm my own toughest critic, and I really just want to enjoy it. And my big thing is starting this year. I want to start. I've got some irons in the fire. I want to start giving back even more to the community. I actually want to help fellow veterans get on 2s or 3s, as the case may be. So I'm really going to push for that, to do whatever I can to help make that happen. And just let it ride. I mean, I've never had any delusions that I was ever going to be anything but who I am or what I am, and never expected to be a huge channel or anything like that. But if I can help give back and help fellow veterans, all the better.
Okay. Just want to say, as soon as you said hard on, we dropped down to 9. So just to balance it out, I'm going to say Vagisil again, see if it goes back up to 10. You forgot church and coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, put those two together.
And my thought was you wanted to get people back on 2s and 3s, and all I could think of is I'd like to get a few people on all 4s, but that's another conversation entirely.
Oh my God.
Okay, we stayed at 9, so we didn't offend any more people.
It went up to 10.
Did it?
There we go. Well, mine did.
Speaking of which, make sure you hit that like button, people.
Yeah. We need the AIs kind of like as the 6th person right now telling us this is what you should say. Oh, wait, this dropped off. We just dropped down to 9. You need to say this. All right. Who's next? I got lost in track. Go ahead.
Right.
All right. So channel changes. Yeah, I got a few things going on for next year. Obviously, dropping the Judge My Riding is part of that. I'm going to take a lot of those clips and just integrate them into my random rides videos. And I've got some new graphics and sound effects and some things. I'm going to try to be more entertaining, kind of geared more towards the comedy of some of these videos and what I can do with the clips. Someone's hard. What?
Yeah.
You can never forget what come out of man, I guess I'm missing out not going to church, huh?
Yeah. It depends on which end of the hard you're on.
Sunday school teachers.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I've been looking at a lot of other people's channels and like what they're doing and trends and things like that, and I'm kind of doing something different anyway, especially just being on 3 wheels. I kind of do a different segment, a different audience, but I just kind of want it to be more funny with what I'm doing, more comedy, kind of lay more into like what's more natural for me. And I'm going to cut out some of the filler videos, like these top 5, top 10 videos, the best of, the best this reviews. Like for me, I'm just like, I don't do well with those. And I was just kind of following trends. Like, okay, let me do this. And then I'm like, you know what? That's not me. So I'm going to kind of, if I do it, it's going to be definitely Riker or like Can-Am related. If not, I'm just going to kind of push it off because it just doesn't make sense anymore for me to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do a lot more. Hopefully planning on doing a lot more group rides this year. I've teamed up with a couple more chapters of the South Shore Spider Riders in New England. They've actually asked me to come and film their rides too. So now I'm filming for 3 different chapters now. So that should be interesting.
Good.
And just kind of see where it goes from there.
Hey, Toby, your question.
Yeah, my answer is boring. So I've got the X360 or the new the 1RS, the 360, and I haven't done any I haven't done anything with it really per se. So I'm looking forward to learning software with that, learning how to, opening, because you can, I've seen people do where you're recording 360 and you can do several different types of content on platforms depending upon what you're doing. So I'm just, looking forward to like kind of going what Derek said is sort of expanding and learning a little just different, either a tool or a platform or whatever the case might be. So, but I got one term left with one course in the winter. So really just looking forward to getting that crap out of the way so I can kind of get on a publishing channel routine also.
Okay, Randy, your question.
Told you it was boring.
You're muted, Randy.
Probably a couple of things. Show more of like places I stay, places I go to eat, and expose those places to people that are going to be in the area, which is something I tend to forget to do. And I look back on all the places I've been and I never filmed any of it. And I'm like, why didn't I do that? And
yeah,
I think it'd be a good idea, because if someone's out and they're like, oh, I want to go here for the first time and I don't know where to stay or what's a good place to eat, or so I want to start doing more of that. And another reason to do it is not that I'm against moto vlogging, but I'm trying to do more than just moto vlogging, because
right.
I enjoy it, but it doesn't really get views or anything. It's just more of for me and look back. It's a memory with riding with friends, or if I'm by myself or something that I captured that my son or grandkids can one day that look back at. And the other thing is I bought a drone and I want to get better at flying it and get more drone footage. I've just gotten a small amounts of drone footage. And if I go to a campsite, it'd be great to be able to have a drone footage of that campsite so people can see it, not just from a GoPro or whatever, and just get an aerial view of how big it is, 6 acres or 10 acres or whatever it might be. And just kind of do more of that. If I could, I'd just do installs and reviews on every one of my videos, but I don't have that many bikes. So that's probably it for me.
I would like to do more bike related stuff again. I kind of got away from it the last couple years. Moto vlogging basically has just been road trips, and I'd like to do more demo rides. I only got to do that one demo ride last year at Zero, and I really liked it. I'd like to go do it again. They've got an adventure
I'll join
bike
you for
out
that
now.
one.
Yeah. They've got an adventure bike that they're coming out with for 2023. I'd like to see what that's about.
Oh no.
Not again.
Is that me or is that him?
And now we can't even hear him.
No, that's him. Yeah, he completely froze up.
They submerged.
Antenna's
been submerged. All right, let's take over.
All right, real quick,
now.
we're waiting for him. Just want to give a shout out.
Stop.
The Badgers have they do a live stream when they have subject topics to talk about on Tuesday afternoons. Randy made me think of it. They recently had a great one. Toby and Dez did a thing on drones, and I actually signed up for the Part 107 test. So I'm taking the classes because it's either that or I sell my my brand new Avata that's still in the plastic because I can't fly it legally without that because it's too heavy. So you there, CDL?
It seems like CDL sounds like he's I envision a Christmas Story here where he's going downstairs to scream and bang on the damn the.
Has to go fight for her.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you get that furnace to start doing what you wanted to do?
I had a little issue with power outage here. I have to check and see what's going on.
So it was the furnace.
Yeah.
I can just hear you throwing all sorts of metaphors. The furnace in the basement. Christmas Story. Where's the fridge and where's the
I have to see what the hell's going on here. I gotta make a little adjustment. You guys can keep going. But I don't know what the hell just happened. I think my something's
to,
going on with my power inverter.
to Randy's point, I agree. You know, a lot of my videos, you know, unless they're like talking head videos, have strictly been moto vlogs. And while I definitely like getting out there and doing them and kind of giving, you know, the world a slice of my life at that moment, I want to be able to do other stuff. I mean, like, for example, I was just thinking about this the other day. It's weird that it got brought up, but like, when's the last time you've seen Blockhead do an actual just straight up moto vlog? It's been forever. I mean,
those guys don't even motovlog anymore.
Exactly. He's got
once they hit a certain point, they stop.
Well, it's
not just that. It's because they're doing their shops now. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah.
They're trying to. I mean, him and Maxwell both got the same hit now. They're both doing their own shops, and
and they got so many other irons in the fire. You know,
right.
I mean, his most recent video, Blockhead went to London for Rurun, and you know, he's got a BMW that he drove to the airport that they're going to turn into like a drift/rally car. He's got the Trans Am that he's had forever. You know, he's constantly doing stuff to Goldzilla. You know, plus they've got the giveaway bikes that they're doing. You know, and all that stuff. So,
all right. I don't know. Technical issues in the shed again. This is 2 times in a row now. I've had power issues, and I don't know why. I may need to look into some other system out here. It's been good for the first couple of years, and so far it's been going to shit this year. I don't know what it is. Everything just started flickering and went off and came back on. And
when you power everything with a Chondo or a Scout, Indian Scout, you tend to have those problems. You know, running everything off of one battery off a bike, you know, it doesn't do too hot. Sorry, I got nothing better. That's all I can think of.
Vagisil.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're still at 8.
Your turn, CDL, with if there's any changes or anything you're going to do.
Apparently, I need to make changes of where I do this live stream. I got my audio figured out, and I got the camera stuff figured out, and all of a sudden I have no it keeps flickering. I may have to go back on the grid, I guess, with my live stream. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if it's my power inverter or not, because I've got charge. My battery's still normal. I don't know. Something happened. But I may have to come up with a better system than this, live from the basement or the church. Maybe I'll start doing it at that church. Come on. We'll all come out hard. And
oh, Lord.
Happy ever after.
It's going to burn down.
Yeah, I started talking about making changes. Apparently, I got to change where I'm filming this. I'd like to go back to more bike content. See how that goes. Everything on my channel as far as bike concerned was really not doing that well the last 2 years. So I kind of got away from it. I don't do a lot of moto vlogs anymore. I think I did one outside of doing all the van videos, and it didn't do well this year. But like the Friday ride days, I used to love doing those and filming those. They did great the first year I did moto vlogs, and then they don't do shit anymore. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Even going to the Harley Museum this summer didn't really get a lot of views. So, don't know. That's
seems like the last half of this year is really hit or miss on videos.
Yeah. Well, we're such a niche market to begin with. I mean,
yeah.
Like there were a couple. Like I didn't think my New England Motorcycle Museum video would do anything. It went over 300 views, which I thought was good. But I was like, but I did post in a couple other like New England motorcycle groups, so that probably helped. But,
yeah.
But then there were some videos where like I took a little bit more time. It always works that way. The more time you spend on a video, the less views it gets, and the crappy ones always get the views. So it's like, all right, I don't know what to do now.
Sometimes these videos that you put out may be out for like a year or more, and all of a sudden they just blow up.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know why. You don't know the reasoning. Somebody just starts to search, and then other people are searching, and it happens.
I still get comments on a lot of the old Spider videos, some of the installs and stuff that I've done, and showing people how to ride them and stuff. I'm still getting views, and comments and messages about that, which is cool. But
Yeah.
that's also something I got to do. Also, is I got to, and this is going to go back to after I get done with school, is changing. Sometimes I get into a bad habit with some things of like fire and forget, right? Old Army term, meaning you know, I hit enter, I hit upload, and I'm done with it. I don't really go back to it unless somebody comments or something and it notifies me. But sometimes I might need to go back and look at some of my titles and change them for the current trends.
yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
So but quick plug, because Throttle Fiend reminded me about it. So this coming Tuesday that's another change for me as well for the next year. Is we have some changes coming to that Facebook workshop. Some surprising changes. I'm not going to go into them. I'll just leave it that way. I think they'll be enjoyed. But this Tuesday we're going to have the topic is going to be on off-bike vlogging. So like you ride to some location and people, you get off, and whether you're, you get hard, get on, whatever, get off, and whether you're with a full-on size DSLR camera or you use a, GoPro 8 or whatever you use to record while you're off the bike. So we've got a good lineup of guests that do that regularly. So if you're available, if you're around,
I will. I don't have class.
Yeah. So it'll be in the group there, but
cool.
Off bike motovlogging. I think we're gonna have Lawson Life as one of the guests again. So and he's a hell of an off camera or off bike recorder camera person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually started using my phone because it was just a lot easier than holding like a bulky camera.
Well, a lot of these phones, they do just as good as some cameras do these days. I mean,
it'll do 4K 60 frames. I'm like, why am I not using this? So I tested it out, and some of my off-bike stuff has been that, and that's something I'm going to get more into next year too. Like, again, like so much stuff happens to me in the city, and I do all these group rides and stuff. Some of it's me just forgetting to film it, and other times, like I'm just around talking, like, oh, I could be filming this, and that's late. So I got to remind myself to be like, all right, I'm going to film when I go out to this event, or when I do this. I definitely want to make sure that I film.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know if what I was saying had to do with 4 or 5. I didn't know if you already asked the next question or not. I missed it. The fifth, number 5 question.
No.
I don't know if we're there yet.
No, we haven't gotten it.
Yeah, because it was CDL's turn on number 4. He was finishing up, and then his power went down. So
yeah. My plan for next year is to pay the electric company. Something different. All right, we'll go to number 5. How do you feel about YouTube's focus on shorts? Do you plan on doing more of them next year, in the future, if at all?
I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I've recorded some short videos to put on Instagram. Like, I think it was not this past year, but the year before, I was out on Father's Day riding. So I stopped to grab a drink at a gas station. And, I recorded a quick video for my fellow fathers out there on Father's Day. But, I've done other little things here or there. But I understand why they're doing it. One, they got to compete with TikTok and stuff like that. And, let's face it, everybody's attention span is getting shorter and shorter. Which is so funny to me because, when I first joined YouTube, everybody was like, you got to have at least 10 minutes of video or else the algorithm won't pick you up. And now it's like, you got to be less than 30 seconds or the algorithm won't pick you up. So,
hell, 7 to 10 seconds. Shit.
Right. No kidding. So, I never say never about anything, but I don't have any desire to do them. I totally understand why. But honestly, from what I've seen, the people that I subscribe to and this kind of thing, the majority of them are basically just the shorts are actually just a snippet or a preview of their longer video on their actual their channel. So
what the fuck?
What I miss? Dan.
Dan, where's Mama at? She needs to get you in line.
Yeah, right.
Holy crap!
I just want to say, if you people aren't watching this live, you're really missing out on the comments in the live stream, because sometimes that's better than the actual show itself. Oh boy! And now we got the porn bots coming in. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
So, anyways, I blocked those three CDL. So again, like I said, I never say never, but I don't have any plans. If it's something that grows organically,
Jerome Judy. Oh my god!
if it's something that grows organically out of what I'm doing, great. If not, I don't like to be dictated to what I need to do. As I've always said, I make videos that I want to watch. I don't want to watch 10-second videos. Now, granted, there's some out there that are really freaking funny. People on Instagram that I absolutely love that do them, like Moto Blonde. Hers are usually very, very funny.
She knows how to do those things.
Yeah, I know. I guess maybe that's part of it too. Is I just don't have. I'm ignorant.
No, actually, no, it's not even that.
I'm ignorant of how to do it. If I had the skills to do it, maybe I would do it more. Or I would get into it, but Heather Motoblonde.
Hey, what's up, man? Sorry.
No worries. Hey, Craig. Hers are awesome. But that being said, if it's up to me, I would make long form videos. Like it's kind of funny because I'm like, I see a shade tree surgeon video come up, and I love his content, but I'm like, man, I don't have 45 minutes right now.
Yeah,
that dude. Yeah.
But at the same time, that's the type of stuff. I mean, if I'm gonna do something, I would but then that would lend itself more to like a podcast or live stream or something like that. So long story short, don't plan on it, but never say never.
Okay.
And
Black Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I've messed around with them, but I've gotten some really good ones. 2 of them that I put out that were clips from previous videos got like 10K views, and I got a bunch of subs out of it. So, but then a couple that I put out afterwards went like nowhere. So it's still hit or miss regardless of what it is. And again, I'm just going to use it as previews for clips coming up, like random ride clips. Just toss in one of those, be like, here you go, and then that's it. I would never, or I'm not going to specifically go out and be like, I'm going to film something for 10 seconds, throw it on YouTube. To me, that I feel like that's a waste. But I think it's a good use of just previewing a clip for a video or something like that. And I don't think it's going to take off. I know they want to compete with TikTok and all this stuff. TikTok's already got that market. No one's going to take that market from TikTok.
No.
So especially, I know Instagram's trying it too with Reels and all this other stuff. It's like, stick with what you have. These things already have their markets. These 3 social media things. Once they start competing with each other, it's all going to go to crap. TikTok doesn't care. TikTok did try the 3-minute video thing, and it's there, but not a lot of people even use it. But I think gave them the room. It's like I think before it was like 10 or 30 seconds, and now you have up to 3 minutes now, which is cool. You can put whatever, but for TikTok video, I don't need much more than that. But for the shorts, I'm just gonna do what I'm doing and just do the previews. And some channels are just doing shorts now. Like my feed for people I've subbed to, over half the videos I scroll through are just shorts. And I just unless it's someone I really know or someone has told me, hey, check this out, I pass by them. Like it's just too much, because one channel will put out like 7 shorts in like an hour. I'm like, sorry, I know that's your thing, but I'm not going to watch 7 shorts in an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I got other guys that I want to watch like their 10 or 15-minute videos and support their channels.
Hey, go ahead, Toby.
Yeah, to me that takes a whole different mindset to be able to just on the fly stop and record or stop and do some kind of a 7 to 10 second short. I don't have the mental aptitude for that right now. Probably don't want it. Hard enough to stay focused on what I do every day. But you talk about Motoblonde. I hit her up back and forth about how she does, and I just shared it in our group chat there. But that is a person who is extremely talented in what she does, as far as definitely in terms of those shorts, using them on TikTok and Instagram, whatever. I mean, grabbing the music or the voiceovers and all that kind of stuff for the stuff that she does and applying it. So it bothers me. I hit up Full Throttle Hog a while back when he made that video about the shorts, because to me, it's just my. If you look at and I'm kind of going off here, but if you look at Sears, right? Sears went out of business years ago because of one thing mainly. They lost their direction. They diverged too damn much, right? Everybody, if you ask anybody what YouTube is all about, it's the second largest search engine in the world next to Google, right? I mean, everybody looks up YouTube to look up usually how to do something if they're not doing YouTube TV, right? So them trying to compete with TikTok, trying to compete with, Facebook and Instagram, trying to compete. It's like, to me, it's different. They're different platforms designed for different things. You're not going to go to TikTok to look up a step-by-step how to install brakes on your bike or change the oil in your Ford truck. You're not going to do it. So I think it's just two different things, and I think them trying to focus on that or change that for the next culture is, I think it's dangerous. Me personally, not like dangerous, like life threatening, but business wise. I mean, it's
right.
You became what you are by doing what you've been doing in the past. I'm not saying don't stay relevant, but all this kind of stuff comes in cycles and revolutions, right? It's going to come back around or whatever. Stick with what you're doing, because people are going to keep coming to this for an information source. So I don't really have any plans of focusing on shorts. Every so often one comes to my mind, I might make one, but I'm not going to make it a habit.
Right. Sinister, your question.
I've done shorts in the past, probably about 9. And the only reason I did them was to, I kind of saw it as a way to introduce my channel. Like the shorts get more focus, a broader view. So I thought if I could make one short and get one person to come to my channel, then it's worth it. But a lot of times I forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm so busy trying, like you were talking, Toby, I'm so busy trying to think about what I'm filming and making sure it actually recorded and the audio is there. I'm trying to remember to take pictures most of the time, much less create a little video. And sometimes I will remember, but if I
Lord, Dan.
I'll try to do it. But
wrong search engine. Dan, if you're going to look up that kind of stuff, you need to ask AB what his search engine is.
But yeah, I mean, will I do some in the future? Yeah, I don't think it'll be like consistent or anything. It'll be here and there if I actually remember. But the only reason I did it was to broaden, what's the right word? More attention to the channel, maybe bring someone in. That's really the only reason I did it. Yeah. And sometimes they work well. I had one short that was over 10,000 views, and I was shocked. But
on what platform, though?
Huh?
On what platform?
YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they're really hit or miss. They either dive bomb or you get a ton of views out of it.
Right. And it was on the Sportster S right around the time it came out. That's why I got all the views. So it's about, what's popular, do a little short on it, and that's it. I mean, if you're in the right place at the right time, I'll do it if I remember. That's the part is remembering. So
right. Well, it's like with me and my Pan America video. I did the 4 reasons it'll succeed and 4 reasons it'll fail. And to this day, I still think it's my most viewed video with like 6,000 views. And I just kind of made it on a whim.
Yeah. I got to do another test, but the 2 shorts that I did that took off with 10K views had my wife in it. The other 2 did not. So I'm going to do another test to see if it's like obviously females get more views. So.
Come on now, don't be encouraging Dan here.
Dan. Oh no, he's still watching. Dan, don't pay attention to anything. But yeah, I mean, who knows? YouTube could be pushing that too. You never really know what the true algorithm is. But
I will say this, Ryan. The one moto vlog that Kristen did on the Navi over the summer, it is one of my better viewed videos.
Yeah, see, I was trying to look up here on so I'll just go off of TikTok, okay? But I went on there earlier today, and so I shared something on TikTok a few days ago about the whole, not trying to get into politics. This is just the topic of the post. It was about the whole exchange that happened between two countries, and I'll just leave it at that, right? So I've shared good mornings, I've shared go vote, I've shared a bunch of stuff, and the most, that one over 3 days or whatever it was has, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but the one for God, I'm trying. Sorry, it's almost.
I couldn't see it if you were standing right next to me, right? Or Toby.
Yeah, so this one right here is the one for that exchange thing.
Right.
I shared it 2 days ago, I think it was. Not even. It has almost 9,000 views. Everything else is, recent posting is 400, 500, 700, 200, whatever. And I get it. It's trending, right? It's a trending thing,
Right.
but hit or miss, it's,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, TikTok's a weird animal.
yeah,
I got on there just to be funny. I mean, the videos I put on there generally aren't meant to be serious, which that's the way I think of TikTok. I've done a few serious ones, but my first TikTok video was about eating Cheetos.
I remember
And
that. I remember that.
Okay, so speaking of that, did you see the processes video?
No.
Oh my God. So go on IG, go on Instagram, look up the process if you know him. If you don't, hit me up. I can share his thing with you. But it's the process motos is what it's saying. That you said Cheetos.
Yeah.
He did something in the last 24 to 48 hours with an Arby's beef and cheddar. I don't even. I guess a previous live stream or something, they were giving him shit, or they were messing around, all joking around, whatever. And some lines or some joking lines got to him and his wife, whatever beef, they make a cut. I don't know. I wasn't there for it, but he said, hell with it. He ran with it and he made the short for it. So beef and cheddar.
I know where it's going already.
Matter of fact, you know what? I'll just do it this way since I'm sitting there telling you guys this. I didn't go to that one.
Damn.
What?
The Lions are smoking the Vikings.
I think Dan's eating Cheetos. Better than blue. That's a good point.
oh man.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're done with questions. It's going to drop off pretty quickly.
Yeah. This is the after hour show.
But,
Oh, Lord.
Ugh. Oops.
Bear with me. I mean, you guys keep talking, whatever. I'm going to go find this so you guys can see this.
All right. Metamucil, Vagisil. All right. I'm just going to list off possible sponsors. Old Spice.
Okay, here you go. So I'm going to share the screen.
Oh.
Let me know when you can see it.
All right, hang on. There.
okay.
What the? Is that cheese?
I knew where it was going.
I think that's how you get pink eye.
Is that Vagisil?
There he is.
Oh,
All right, I'm done. Don't want to give anybody nightmares, but that was just too damn funny. You said Cheetos, and I was like, okay, I think he one-upped you.
all right. Yeah, we did go through all the questions and everything. I know we still got a few people here left having fun.
Yeah, we're back up to 10, which is good.
Yeah. All right. I can't think of anything. We usually talk about meetups and rides for next year. McStash isn't here to talk about his. So hopefully in the next one we can learn a little bit more about that. I know he's still working on trying to get a deal for the hotel and stuff too.
Yeah, he's working with the local tourism department over there.
Yeah. I plan on going to that one. I don't think I'll stay at the main hotel just because it is pricey. Even with the discount, I don't think it's going to be that cheap, but there are a few cheaper alternatives that are nearby.
Yeah.
So I know he wants to have like a banquet and everything there too. That's why he wants to use that hotel.
Well, that's kind of why I'm waiting, because if he's going to do, I'm of that mindset. I prefer Holiday Inn hotel, Holiday Inn Expresses. We typically stay in those wherever we go. We got enough points to use them anyway.
Right.
But if there's a venue that we can afford to stay at, and if he's trying to do everything all in one shot there, then that's a lot where people are going to be congregating, then I would prefer to just do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm figuring, and that's just me. I'm just like, versus riding back and forth. I love the riding, but
Yeah.
if I know what I'm going to be getting involved with at a location, it might be better to just kind of keep my feet planted on the ground and do what I'm doing.
Yeah. There's I think it's the one he's trying to get. It's like the Ohio University Conference Center or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a smaller hotel within a half a mile from there.
Okay.
I may look into that one.
Walking or crawling distance.
Yeah, you could probably walk that far if you really wanted to, but my thought is too, this one is on the same road or pretty close. It's one of those local mom and pop type hotels. It looks like it's got good ratings, and it was a lot cheaper. You couldn't book this far ahead though with it on their website. But there's also a brewery within a mile of that place too. So
yeah.
Something I didn't get to do in Tazewell because that brewery they had there's been closed now since COVID. So I mean, the Back of the Dragon had their own brewery, but
Right.
I didn't go there for that. But there was a brewery there that is now gone. I do want to do. I'd like to do Tazewell again. I think they're moving it up a week ahead of time because I just watched Mr. G's channel this morning. I think it's the 13th through the 16th.
Mid-July now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's what it was. Oh yeah, they changed it by like a week, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was because a bunch of people missed it for Sturgis or something like that. There was something other event that was happening.
No, we're doing the Route 66 thing is actually no, that's what it is. The Route 66 thing is starting off, but he's doing it the 13th and 16th, and I'm not going to be able to go there next year because it's the same weekend as the 120th HD rally. So
okay,
the exact same weekend, and we're kicking off the Route 66 thing from there after it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, so the Badgers thing is that leaving from the 120th and riding to California, or was it starting in California riding to the 120th?
No, it's the starting from. It's basically doing this Route 66 in its traditional form. It's starting it from Chicago, and going to California. So the plan is that as of right now, we have another meeting. I think the 20th. I think the week of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That Tuesday for our group meeting, but anyway, it's the plan is to do the HD rally, and then Sunday or Monday leave from the Chicago area, vicinity area, whatever, and then start off from there.
Okay, all right, that makes more sense because at first I thought it was starting in California and getting to.
Originally, it was.
Oh, okay,
The
all right.
original intent was to ride it in reverse and finish at the HD rally, but instead we're going to start it from the HD rally or use that as kind of a kickoff.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people are going to be there anyway, so
Right. Well, that with that change that may have just been penciled in, depending on my calendar.
yeah, that's why that's why we're trying to get. We ordered that. If you go to their Support Bikers website, they have Route 66 as just like they did with the World Record Poker Run. Route 66 has its own link. You can sign up for the email updates and all that kind of stuff. But I think our plan is if timing and like Chris says, if money and everything works out for us, I think we plan on hitting the rally, doing the Route 66 thing, and then kind of sort of finding our way back home by way of Sturgis, if time permits.
Yeah, maybe someday. I'd just never be able to get the time off to do something that big.
Well, that might be my situation this time, because I saved I did a lot of save up for leave last year or vacation time last year for the World Record Poker Run, and this year I may not be able to do that. Who knows?
Yeah, I definitely want to hit one of their big events one year because I like the road trips. I like going down to VAM and like the New England stuff, but I definitely want to do something. Definitely 66. I'd love to do that one day.
Yeah, that's a bucket
for
list.
me, being as far east and north as I am, just getting to some of these.
Yeah, you and Derek are in the same boat. Yeah, exactly. So,
just getting there is a trip in itself, and then doing the actual trip.
Yeah. No, we're I would love to hit up VAM again, but I was telling I was telling Gordon, I was like, man, it ain't about me. But if I could say anything to you, I'd say, hey, shift your weekend by a couple weeks one way or a couple weeks the other way. But
I'm gonna hold off getting any hotels until it's 100% set in stone, so that way I know what's going on. And
for VAM,
for VAM,
no, VAM is set.
Oh, he's set. Okay.
It's set. He's been that same weekend for a long time now. He's actually, there's a new place, and there's a new venue that's like less than a year old or that's been there about a year or whatever, and I cannot remember the name of it. But it's got seating and everything, and that's where he's going to go to instead of Moose Lodge this year. Yeah, and sounds like it's like we said this before, as you guys know this, every year you can improve on stuff, and he's doing it. He's killing it. So
I did reach out to him too and said, hey, I might be down there a few days earlier if you need help.
Yeah.
And so just VAM is the same weekend as the 120th, Toby?
The 13th through the 16th. 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Yeah. Thursday through Sunday. Yeah, that's why I was like, damn it.
There's the thing. Something's going to have to give because Kristen, really, really, really wants to go to VAM this year. I mean, I do too, but I also really, really, really want to do that run. Yeah.
And that's why
something's going to have to give.
Yeah. I don't know. We're in the same boat. That's why I made the reservations for the hotel for the rally back in the summertime, and
and nothing against VAM and all that, but I mean, Harley only has 120th once.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's exactly why we've been to VAM. Yeah. We'll continue to go other years when there's no conflict with everything else or whatever, if timing and budget and everything allows for it. But
it's hard if you got family events and shit going on too.
Yeah.
I don't think my daughter's going to be going to Wisconsin to do that triathlon again, but they're doing other countries now. Like I said, they just come back from Mexico right after Thanksgiving. I'm not doing those. I'm not doing those trips. If I go to Mexico, it's going to be on the bike, and that's obviously not a weekend thing like VAM.
No.
Honestly, I don't even know if I want to ride through Mexico by the sounds of it. Half the time, it sounds like you got to have bodyguards and people with you. Yeah, you ride some of those roads.
Not that
watch Bogan's videos.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think it's Laconia's 100th next year too.
Yeah.
In June. So.
Yeah,
get up there for a couple days.
Americade keeps getting moved too. I swear they do 1 year May, next year September, another year June. I'm like, Americade's nice because I can get up there in 1 day like any of these other rides.
Yeah, I can get there up one day.
They do a lot of demo rides at that one too. I think they do more demo rides than anywhere else around here, honestly, because I've seen people do Yamaha 1 day, Harley 1 day, Indian 1 day. Like, I don't know how it is post COVID now, if it's gotten smaller, but and again, you're riding around the Adirondacks. That's some nice roads up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
why-
but I know Americade got screwed up because of COVID. Like they moved the time or the month they were doing it. I think they moved it back. I don't know. I can't keep up with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when is Americade.
I think that's a full week too. I think Americade's a full
It
week.
is.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's and then that float looks like it flows into Laconia.
Okay.
Looks like it's before Laconia.
Yeah. I think that's how it used to be, or the vice versa.
Yeah.
Because I can remember being up in the Adirondacks and seeing a bunch of bikes coming out of like Vermont and stuff, and then heading into New York. I think they were going from one to the other. So I don't have that kind of. I have good vacation time, but Jesus, go
Yeah,
from
that's
one
the-
rally to rally.
Yeah.
and then
crazy.
between that, it's just like bike trips and then regular family stuff. So
Yeah.
you got to split the PTO between doing that because there are a few people who want me to go up to Spider Quest and Lake George for next year too, which is in September, which would be cool to do at one time. But again, I got to plan all these trips.
Yeah. And then I bought that camper last year too. I got to use it. I spent a lot of money this last couple weeks getting all kinds of stuff for that. I'm ready to go. You know, I bought this grill that's like 40 pounds. That's a nice gas grill with a skillet thing on the side and everything. So I'm looking forward to going and doing that. But it's hard when you want to ride motorcycle too, though.
Right.
That's why I don't plan on ever doing any week-long trips outside of motorcycle related stuff.
Randy, were you and Dan planning on making it to VAM this year, or did you have other stuff going on?
To be honest, originally next year I was hoping to go to Utah, but I changed my mind on that because there was so much stuff I wanted to do over on the East Coast that I decided to wait. So I'm gonna go out to Spring Fling in April, and then that's in Arkansas.
Right.
Yeah.
And in case anybody didn't know, but and then
I've been around you long enough.
okay. And then I'm toying around with going up to Michigan and riding along Lake Michigan, Huron.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've still yet to go to West Virginia, and I really want to go, and it's not that far. And I thought about combining that with doing McStash's Windy Nine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that I'm still toying with it, and there's so many dates that I'm playing with all this stuff, and then the 120th anniversary I'd like to do as well. So that's another thing. There's just so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I might end up going down to Tennessee at some point, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I need to whiteboard all this stuff out,
Right.
and figure out my vacation. The only thing I know 100% is April. I'm going to Spring Fling.
Okay. Oh, too many rallies, not enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
money.
and you don't even
What's
you
your
don't
name?
even think.
Damn it. Go ahead. Sorry.
You don't even think about some of these smaller rallies are like the old school shit without all the demo rides and stuff too. There's a lot like in Pennsylvania, Maryland area. There's just tiny rallies. I think they would be fun to go to one of those once. You probably see a lot more risque stuff at those. I don't know. You kind of have to camp out at those ones. Those are probably like the old school days. But there's just so much I want to do, and it's like I got too many hobbies. I got to get that Fairlane moving sooner or later too. That's been sitting. It's going to sink into the ground eventually if I don't get it moved. But it's a lot to do.
That's what I was just thinking about because what Randy said. Isn't that what Mesa did on one of her first iron butts was to do the round Lake Michigan or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
I
because
don't recall.
she's from
She's-
Wisconsin,
yeah.
so probably.
know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was just looking
Yeah,
at
there's
her
a bunch
channel.
of-
She's been quiet
There's a
lately.
bunch of routes up there that there's a website dedicated to it, and most of them are up north. There's some around Bay City and then going from Ann Arbor to Waterloo, but most of them are up north, and that's where I was looking. And some of them are really long. So yeah, and it'd probably take, I'd say, at least 8 hours to get up there.
Mr. G, what's up, man?
Hey, it's
Hey,
Mr.
Mr. G. We were just talking about VAM too for a little bit.
Hey, Mr. G, what's the name of that the venue you're looking at this year? I don't remember. Or next year? I don't remember.
Hey, open rotors here too. You guys are missing out. We're almost done. We did all the questions, so thanks for stopping in anyway to Vagisil Talk. It's our newest sponsor, Vagisil. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what Mr. G says.
Yeah, Chris, you should-
Right things
That
are
up.
going. I may just have to write them on pieces of paper, put them in a hat, and just.
Chris, at some point, we get another Pennsylvania meet going. I know there's a few guys on the eastern side of Pennsylvania and a couple of Maryland. So
I want to do the Poconos because that'd be an excellent
That'd be
place
cool.
to ride.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
Like
that's
my thought would be to ride across Route 6 because I've been on Route 6 locally quite a bit. I've gone almost halfway across the state. That's a nice kind of through all the little towns and big logging history there and stuff. There's an actual Pennsylvania logging museum I went to years ago, and it's really cool out there because that's when you start getting into the hills and stuff, the mountains.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's right at the same time.
Yeah, he posted. Let me see. I'm gonna put that up now. Maybe
Yeah, he put the
Yeah.
it's
13th through the 15th.
Yeah, that's the same date.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was going to put up
Thursday
something.
yeah.
Yeah. I said the 16th, but that's Sunday when everybody.
Well, I said that too, but that's the same.
Yeah.
That's when everybody's.
that's what
Riding
everyone
home.
knows.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Getting up at butt crack and heading out.
Yeah. Heading out in the fog.
Yep.
That's what I did this year.
I remember that. I remember that 2 years ago. That was pretty
Yeah.
heavy.
You
Both
two
years it was foggy.
You speak for yourself. I was able to get a relaxed departure and still get there in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
How far
That
of
was
a ride is it for you, Toby?
About 5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
not bad.
Let's see.
Cruising at the Sonic.
See.
There you go. High Side Tavern. That's what it's called.
Okay. Richland. Yeah. Friday and Saturday night. All right. Yeah, this is VAM 23. Yeah, open rotors out on the west side of the country. Just waking up from his nap. Yeah. If you haven't been to VAM 23, you got to go. It gets better every year. I'm hoping I can make it for a third year. I got to see how it pans out. I want to do Ohio, though, for sure. Just different roads. I haven't been in that part of Ohio on the bike before, so I'd like to do both, but we'll see how that works out. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with family stuff. I want to get the camper out at some point, not just sleep in my yard. Yeah. So,
Well, if you sleep in your yard, you don't have to pay any lot fee.
yeah. Yeah, I want to be able to use it.
No, I know. I'm just messing.
Yeah.
That's what you
But
call
said-
those are practice runs.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Work the kinks out.
Yeah. If I could figure out how to load the bike in the back and then take it, it'd be pretty cool too. But we talked about it. My wife has to go to these company meetings down in North Carolina. And I've looked at campgrounds like right over the border too. I'm like, man, she could go to her company meeting. I could just park the camper down there and then go ride like the tail of the dragon and shit, you know.
That'd be cool.
While she's at the hotel working on it, I could have the camper parked out somewhere and riding all day while she's doing her thing for work, and then she could meet up with me after. She went down there the last time for like 2 weeks, but her parents lived down there too. So like she stayed with them for a week, and then she did the work thing for a week. And say that's one of the big areas I want to check out on a ride. I can get there in one day. So I just don't want to do it when everybody else is doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's a meetup or something. So say I'd probably go ride the tail of the dragon on a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
or whenever. Best day to go.
when it's raining.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience.
I believe it.
Yeah. I just want to go when it's hailing out and I can have my shorts and flip flops on. And bring some skis with me. Just have a ski suit with me ready to go, and I could jump off the bike and go skiing all day. Sit by a warm fire later on, have some hot toddies. So I saved the chili for after the live stream today.
Oh, Lord.
Live stream would have been over hours ago.
Yeah. Unless you're sitting on a toilet right now.
Yeah, I should do that. It'd be too cold out here though. Cold toilet seat.
Yeah, that's true. They probably make a heated one.
Yeah. Or get one of those bidets.
I'm down
the
in my
water.
basement. It's not exactly warm down here either. Probably not as cold as that, but
Yeah, it's actually pretty warm out here. I picked up some propane the last time, so
I gotta get a space heat. That's my thing is I need a space heater for down here.
it's 60 degrees out here and it's like 27 outside.
Oh, it's not bad.
No. You see.
Yeah, it gets any warmer than that, my sinuses start to dry out.
Yeah, I've got it on low. These propane tanks are good.
Whoopers!
Propane tanks are good for about 6 hours on low. Yeah. I guess we'll just call
completely
it.
forgot you have a dog, Toby. 2 dogs. Well, see, even more. I want a doggy so bad.
Yeah, Scout Shed's trying to shut itself down on a regular basis now, though. That's the problem. I may have to do a different type of live stream setup somewhere else.
Wow.
There you go. Highlight his next comment before we close out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Everybody, VAM
That's a lot.
23, 13th through the 15th, July. Same weekend as the Badgers Route 66 meetup. Yeah,
just
High
looked it
Side
up.
Tavern.
Looks like it's about 20 miles from Tazewell.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely going to be at one or the other. I'm
Yeah.
going to be at VAM or at Milwaukee. It really going to depend on Kristen, what her schedule's like, because she starts her nursing residency program in March, and it's supposed to go for like 6 months. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Now, thanks, Mr. G.
Yes, sir.
for
Thank you.
Giving us the info. Always put together a good meetup, even the first year.
Yeah.
Hanging out. It's as long as everybody gets to meet up and hang out at least once or twice, it's all good. Got some good riding down there if you haven't gone yet.
Yeah, I was really bummed that I didn't make it last year because, well, I wouldn't have had a bike to ride, but
Yeah.
you guys got to do all the roads that we didn't get
Yeah.
to do in 21.
yeah, and it was dry, which is a lot better. You could actually take
Yeah.
the corners decently.
Yeah. It was a good year. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. I think
Yeah, I'm starting to grow a tail here.
yeah, I gotta go eat some chili and stink up my house, so
Drop
There you
the
go.
deuce.
Have some eggs with that.
You do that.
maybe I'll do a TikTok video, show you the proper way to eat chili.
On that note,
That would get a lot of hits. I guarantee it.
Gotta go down in a bowl of chili the proper way.
oh wow.
Right. Thanks everybody. We stayed kind of busy, I guess. We're still at 9 at the end, so we only offended maybe 6 people total today.
That's
The
not
church hard-ons and people on all fours and cross-dressing bikers.
Don't forget the Tito.
Right. Yeah. And the Cheetos and eating Arby's.
Yeah.
Orange ball.
Beef and cheddar.
I smell like beef.
You guys have a good one. Y'all
All right,
take
Thanks,
take care,
everybody.
everybody.
Later.
See ya.
I see.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Maybe. Bye.